Nsem-Pii TV nie.
Electoral Commissioner Mensa and a minority for an more ham dendene over CI. Electoral Commission I introduce it over the floor of Parliament. And then be breaking it down. Adentina Electoral Commission and a minority, especially the NDC, ham dendene over the CI Ghana card ne guarantor system. Now Electoral Commission or more break it down the relevance of CIA can say decided on by a small search register mu nyanko for 40,000 nanka enye so mo register nim minus yeshe de puamegu register nim say kwa nkoto aba ema we anase ema we na electoral commission break silence or say the way election results are close na saying 500,000, 50,000, maybe we have 10,000, maybe we have 500 crap, obi the winning member of parliament. Now what tabrim go for 40,000, gum enye se omo can register no ho a obetimi aiding aswinge elections na. Inti this time ye hear a credible register. Entimi enye de ye be hu se mo to aba no omo ye Ghana for ankasa ene ye de to aba na recall statement omo release sa secret 40,000 year ena kwan be omo fa so omo ko wura sa register mu a omo pipe mu no omo reveal sa names we na the chairperson of the Electoral Commission, Mensa, has justified her hard-faced decision to push for the passage of the constitutional instrument that seeks to make Ghana card a prerequisite for voter registration. In the answer now, we registration document in the Yebehudi or Padosono, then Ukra or Ghana card, and on a minority in the NDC for say, or Montia say, or Mompene and ne, or Mompene or China, name call into the reason. CI no seeks to make the identification card, that is the Ghana card, the sole document for voter registration. According to her, the guarantor system is not the best under any circumstances. It presents several challenges. As the guarantor system, there was a how baby, maybe baby, sa how no so ama a for atia or say addressing Parliament on Tuesday, the EC person explained that although her outfit is aware of the lapses in the guarantor system, they still use it because there was no alternative system. That is then. So that time no money any identification system for any Ghanaian, and no more use the guarantor system. Now, also over the years, the guarantor system has presented us with several challenges. Unfortunately, we are not able to discharge it due to the absence of the national identification card, such as the one issued by the NIA, highlighting challenges of the guarantor system. Or say, first of all, the guarantor system opened the door for registered voters or guarantor contractors, and then to guarantee and vouch for persons who are less than 18 years old. Into obi guarantor system wa fa no ho we bie ne own agency wa bie ne ho guarantor contractor onenam all guarantee ama nkrofo nti oni nkrofo personal crapa na ya ka say oh we ontimi wura voter register nti yere ye fa line so na yere ye mboa no wura voters register ni nti no say sa guarantor contractors yi wo hu omo na omo djuma omo ye 40,000 no we yi omo ayeden a free system ni e ko minority reasons are omo vouch say omo mpene emas Mensa enyeden and present ne CI no. Now secondly, you see it also allows the use of guarantors who vouch for persons who are not citizens of Ghana. Such unqualified persons, usually minors and foreigners, use the door of the guarantor to try to get onto our register. It is an guarantor contractor. Omo ye one less than 18 one, and omo ye one omo ye Ghana phone so another one. Now, like I said, the committee tasked to find out the transparency of the register revealed that close to 40,000 persons were not supposed to be on it. In West in Kotosi, it's important to note that to read the register of minors and foreigners in the year 2020, we established the district registration review committees. We were able to expand close to 40,000 minors and foreigners from the register. Mrs. Mensa argued that this number could determine who wins parliamentary and presidential elections. Therefore, it is imperative to adopt a new system to address these lapses. Now, you see a call minority for reasons they fight against sa guarantor system. And Sunny Ebekono, Yokotie J. Mensa on the floor of parliament. That time now all church in seminary. Yevia near Twaso.
We are reliably informed that 16 million Ghanaians are in possession of the Ghana card. And with NIA's assurance that it will print and distribute the remaining cards to registrants in a matter of weeks, we do not believe that we will be disenfranchising persons by enforcing the policy requirement of using the Ghana card to prove one's eligibility. The use of the Ghana card as the sole means of identification, Mr. Speaker, will prevent foreigners and minors from getting onto our voters' register. More especially, it will prevent unqualified More especially, it will prevent unqualified persons. More especially, it will prevent unqualified persons from influencing our elections and having a say as to who should govern our country. This is an issue that borders on the sovereignty of our nation. Simply put, only eligible Ghanaians must be entitled to vote. And we call on our honorable members to support our efforts to prevent foreigners and minors from getting onto our electoral roll. Honorable members, using the Ghana card as the main source document for the continuous registration. By using the Ghana card as the main source of documentation for the continuous registration, the Electoral Commission will be conforming to the legislative instrument passed by Parliament, namely the National Identity Register Regulations 2011, Legislative Instrument 2111. Regulation 71 states that a national identity card issued to an individual shall be used for a number of transactions where identification is required. Indeed, one of the mandatory transactions stated in Regulation 71 is the registration of voters. As such, Parliament, by its own assent, legitimized the Ghana card as the sole document to prove one's citizenship. Mr. Speaker, as mentioned earlier, although the Ghana card was not the only required document to prove a person's eligibility in 2020, at the end of the exercise, over 60%, or about 10 million of registered voters, used the Ghana card as their main source of identification. This means that 2 years ago, some 10 million Ghanaians registered with the Ghana card. Today, we are reliably informed that over 60 million Ghanaians have been issued with the Ghana card, and that about 17 million Ghanaians in total have registered for the Ghana card. On the strength of these numbers, we are confident that the 1.5 million applicants we are expecting to register by the end of 2013 are likely to already possess the Ghana card.
Okay, Ato Forson break his silence in March 2023. So that time no more constitutional instrument we about Parliament say strongly opposing. Yeah, sure, reason. So first reason my the Constitution of the Republic of Ghana, Article 42, 1992 Constitution, guarantee the right to vote, stating say every citizen of Ghana of 18 years or above and of sound mind has the right to vote and is entitled to be registered as a voter for the purposes of public relations and referenda. Inti same way NIA kofare by. Now, who is a citizen of the Republic of Ghana? na sense de ene ne say ohu nipa nanim no gina Ghana na party so ye Ghana nia so onya de some form of identification enti eno no mo de call Supreme Court finding out say document ben na betimi a kire say obi a citizen of the Republic of Ghana eno mo bo if anything birth certificate egu because of the kwan a ye fa so access birth certificate in the Republic of Ghana no eno no biometric utria na dia ya ama o emu quite porous nti ebanesana Supreme Court ka say dabi omo ntimi accept birth certificate as a means of identification as a citizen of the Republic of Ghana nti Ghana card no the sole document accept that documentation and then your first issue opposition minority for raising say every citizen has a right to vote under Article 42 but now citizen and the NHD court and say a Ghana card now CI say a person who applies for registration as a voter shall provide as evidence of identification the national identification card issued by the National Identification Authority. It's documentation and about some. If you see use birth certificate, if you see use passport, if you see use the Ghana card. Into EC's for say Ghana card and qua minority for say additional document and count guarantor system and count EC say Dabi guarantor system no emboa na your guarantor contractors for so how do you prevent that? Into to us almost answer can say Article 45 of the Constitution also relates to undertaking programs for the expansion of the registration of the voters. Now, Omosha easy Omundi say Jumadewe. Now, NIA for admitted some time back, say 3.5 million cards had been locked up and is bonded in warehouses due to indebtedness and about 1.5 billion. That's $117 million. But okay, it's Nsem started to say PA and Ministry of Finance kind of release funding for Ghana cards and I feel almost share distribution as that and confired I start to say omo Ghana cards into so issues now is being addressed. Now say since about August of last year we have experienced financial constraints in the system. Now omo bosswa it has been then addressed. The second issue is there are those who have registered for the Ghana card but have not been issued with the card. Same issue. The number is about 645,663. Same issue has been addressed by the National Identification Authority. Now, there are those who have registered for the Ghana card but unfortunately misplaced their cards and proceeded to do another registration, which registrations are on hold. This category of people accounts for thousands of Ghanaians. And so, for my means of identification there, I don't know why the minority will start to talk for them because Obi Betima deliberately in support of the minority because the card na ayera. So it's neither here nor there. I'll say thirdly, there are a huge number of 2.5 million Ghanaians who have not been able to register for the Ghana card at all. And EC for say 60 million for a register, minority for say 2.5 million for spending to be registered into Omontias here, DNTia on bedding. Now let's go to finally Nsem-Pii for guarantor system. The proposed CI seeks to completely eliminate the use of the guarantor system for the purpose of providing one's eligibility to be captured onto the voters register. This proposition we reckon is a deliberate plot to deprive millions of Ghanaians the opportunity to register and have their names on the electoral roll. For emphasis, the Electoral Commission was pushed to provide evidence to back the claim of the so-called abuse of the guarantor system. The EC indicated that in 2019, voter registration, for instance, only 15,474 people, representing 0.09% of the total 17,029,981 registered voters, were challenged on the basis of the guarantor system. And the EC forecast said 15,000 for raising challenges on more identification in the Ghana's register, but a cleanup exercise, 40,000 from the system. Now, I'll say, according to them, 15,000 way and yes, significant, as said easy, the eradicated our guarantor system. No, be a 15,000 guarantor contractor, the 15,000 numbers, register no so minority for say any significant. That there are 1, 2, or 3, or even 5. It means adding a decided parliamentary and parliamentary result in this country. Even 500,000, it me decided for the presidential results. It's very, very significant. 15,500 cannot be undermined. Into ano na James as a lie the omu pe biara no saa guarantor system no ɛnyɛ ade a ɔbɛfoa so amana aba in this court of in the electoral commission's voters register.